I was able to see so far because I stood on the shoulders of giants. Isaac Newton. John Maxwell is a leadership development giant. And I want to share with you what he calls the 5 levels of leadership. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a brief overview of what they are, then talk about my attempts at implementing them in 2 different organizations. One not so well, and the other one pretty well. So I hope this serves you. First of all, the 5 levels. Level 1, position. You've got a title. I'm the boss, I'm the manager, I'm the VP, I'm the whatever. I'm the CEO, I'm the owner, I'm the coach, I'm the parent, I'm the friend, I'm the brother, whatever. Position. Doesn't last very long. You don't get deep leadership with just position. Although many people leave just from that, don't they? Level 2, permission. Permission. About relationships, about people following you because they want to. Maxwell has 2 great sayings. He says, people buy into the leader first before the vision. And then he says, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And that's permission. I remember one time with the Ford Motor Company actually sitting down with a group of executives and going through how to win friends and influence people. And some of them thought, I'm not going to do this. But leadership is about people. People. And Maxwell says if you're not developing your people skills, you can't be developing your leadership ability because it's about leading people somewhere. So they're going through this, and then a little while into reading this book, How to Win Friends, and discussing it as part of meetings, they realize that the first part of the book is about don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Carnegie calls it the 3 C's. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. And they realized that their organizations were full of that. We're completely full of criticism, condemning, complaining. And you do not build trust in that kind of a culture. So, position, permission. Level 3, production. Getting results. Getting things done. How often a sports team, whatever happens, they say, get rid of the coach. Not getting results. Production. Not getting results. You see in sports especially, you see stats all the time. But in business too, Wall Street. Wall Street says, what are the results? What are the Q1, Q2 earnings? Results. However, we've all met, and I'm sure we've all probably been there, I've been there, where we try to get results first without any permission. And how long can that last? And Maxwell says you cannot skip levels. You need to keep building each of these levels, especially permission and then production. You can't just abandon permission once you're on to production. So level 3, production. Level 4, people development. And this is part of why I love who are you becoming and who are you helping those around you to become. So much of it is around who are you becoming. Are you becoming stronger, better, more courageous, more forgiving, more understanding, better at communicating, better with people, better at listening? Who are you becoming? Who are you helping those around you to become? That's people development. And people will go through a brick wall if you've helped them to become something that they weren't initially. And level 5 is personhood. We won't talk about personhood much. Personhood is your Gandhi, your Mother Teresa, your Martin Luther King Jr. People follow you because of who you are as a person. Personhood. And Maxwell says he's only met a handful of this level leaders in his life. He says, you know how to develop personhood? He says, get great at the first 4 levels. So let's talk about the first 4 levels. 2 companies, both Fortune 500 companies. First one did this not so well, right? Not so well. Lessons learned. VP of North American Ops hires me, says, I want you to help turn around some of our operations. His approach was Kaizen events. I've done a lot of Kaizen events, probably about 50 of them in my life, led Kaizen events. It's typically you take a cross-functional team into a facility and you break apart a business process. Usually it's a week, sometimes it's 3 days, sometimes it's 1 day. I remember doing the first one actually ever in Ford Motor Company's history, and the UAW escorted us out because I didn't know yet then how strong the unions, how desire to be involved in these kind of processes could be. But fun little story. So this VP of North American Ops says, come in, let's do Kaizen events, let's turn some of these facilities around. Do that, great. Straight to which level? Position is there. Yeah, he's the VP of North American Ops. I'm hired by him. I'm the consultant. So position is done. Permission, where did we go? We went straight to production. Get results. Get results in these facilities. So we did. We went to many locations. Said, let's turn this around. This process around, manufacturing process, quality process, customer service process, hire and retain leaders process. Change those things. But then, behind the scenes, few weeks, month and a half later, this VP would have his HR person go in and get rid of people, sometimes people that were on that team that created those changes. How long does that take before permission is completely non-existent, eroded away to where it doesn't exist at all, and then the production cannot last? Not sustainable greatness, right? So skip level 2, try to go straight to level 3, don't even deal with level 4, people development. The other scenario, Fortune 500 company, distribution center. They have over 20 distribution centers. This was the worst performing from a morale, from a cost, from a quality perspective, the worst performing of the over 20. The challenge is go in and turn the place around. Turn the place around. This time I set up a war room and I take Mr. Maxwell, standing on the shoulders of giants. I take his model. Say, okay, position is done. Can't stay there long. Permission, build relationships. It was an investment of over 3 months. Actually, it was the whole course of the project was building relationships, was a critical part of the foundation. 60 key leaders in this facility. 60 key leaders. Over 1,000 people employed in this place, but 60 key leaders. Would I say I had the same level of relationship with all 60? Absolutely not. Some of them I was still just there with the title. But about 50 of them came along on the journey and built a strong relationship. But some of them quicker than others. So more than 3 months dedicated to permission, spending time on third shift, on first shift, on second shift, on weekends, 7-day a week, 3-shift operation. Tremendous investment in relationships, right? Stephen Covey says with people, slow is fast, and fast is slow. Sometimes you have to go slow. Do you create sustained greatness quickly? Do you go through a drive-thru at a fast food restaurant and get sustained greatness? So it took some time. However, you can jump to level 3. This is what I did in this facility, sometimes simultaneously. So about a month into the permission level, said, all right, we got to get some results somewhere, otherwise the leadership ability erodes. Got to get results somewhere. So picked one pocket where I built already some good relationships and saw some things that we could change. Picked 2 major metrics, said we will move these forward. We have to move them dramatically because we need to raise the leadership ability and level and respect within this organization, so people say, okay, we can get there. Turn those 2 things around dramatically. I mean, over $1 million in annualized savings on those 2 projects. One was a shipping project, one was a cost per unit, labor cost per unit project, but tremendous changes with a good team in that one spot simultaneously, right? So after about 4 or 5 months at the permission and starting to shift into the production without eliminating the permission level, set up what I would consider the engine for driving this change. The engine. There's more to it, but the engine to it was taking, remember I said 60 key leaders, taking about 50 of those key leaders through a leadership development, people development, right? Position, permission, production, people development process. Now the respect, the trust from permission and the respect from production needed to be there before they really wanted to know anything about people development. Make sense? Once a week for between 60 and 90 minutes, I would sit down with a team of about 10, so 5 different groups of about 10 leaders, and we'd go through people development, developing them as leaders, developing their ability to go through this Maxwell's 5 levels of leadership, developing their vision and clarity of vision and ability to communicate a vision to their team, developing their courage, developing their focus, developing their ability to get results, production, developing their ability to strengthen relationships, and then eventually their ability to develop within their own part of the organization. This process, and that wasn't the whole thing, but this process took about 2 years. Distribution center went from the worst and the biggest to the best and still the biggest and still growing, sustainably the best in this network for this Fortune 500 retail company. John Maxwell, 5 levels of leadership. Where are you on those levels? And you won't be in the same place with each person. Where are you? What are you doing to deepen the level that you're currently at? And what are you doing to go to the next level? Jonathan Fanning, founder, entrepreneur, adventurer. I hope this serves you.